Hello? Testing? I don't know why that was a little bit low. Huh, that was muted. I just noticed that. That's really, really weird. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very fantastic day. We fixed it, man. Yes, sir. All right, Phillies taking on the Detroit Tigers tonight. The Tigers are 36-42. They're actually 18-21 at home. And, of course, the Phillies, they were able to get their 52nd win last night. And how about the offensive performance by the Philadelphia Phillies? They are now 52-26. They're 26 games over 500, and now they are also 21-14 on the road as well. They put up 8 runs in last night's game, and Aaron Nola looked really, really sharp out there. He went 7 innings. He had 6 strikeouts, just 6 hits allowed, 1 earned run. Again, just continues to just light it up and really did a really good job and outdueled for sure Casey Mize, who only allowed 3 earned runs, but he gave up 9 hits. Now, he did have 10 strikeouts, but he only lasted 4 1/3 of an inning, and the Tigers had to go to their bullpen pretty early. And that was just thanks to the Phillies for doing a really good job. It all got started off because Bryce Harper had a big 2-run double out to center field, and he had a really, really big day. And then he would actually homer later in the 6th inning to put the Phillies up 7-1. You had Alec Bohm with another 2-run homer. That was back also in the top of the 1st as well. And then Kelly was able to get a single, so the Tigers were able to get 1 run back. Bohm also had an RBI double. So Alec Bohm and Bryce Harper really did carry the offense last night. And when you look at their stats, both of them combined, they were 9 for 10. And they each had a homer, and they produced all 8 of the Phillies' runs. And also scored 4 runs as well. So it is 69 degrees, and we're just about ready to get started for Game 2 of this 3-game set. And let's get into the starting lineup, shall we? So, for the Philadelphia Phillies, Kyle Schwarber will be DHing today. Then you got Trey Turner batting second. Hitting third will be Bryce Harper. Then it's Alec Bohm, Nick Castellanos, Edmundo Sosa, Whit Merrifield, Christian Pache, and Rafael Marchand. And that is the lineup for the Philadelphia Phillies today. They're going to be going up against a guy in Tarik Skubal, who is pitching in the 16th game of the season. He's gone 90 innings, and he has a 2.5 ERA, 105 strikeouts, 18 walks allowed. And, well, he's been one of I'd say absolutely their most reliable pitcher overall during this season. So he's been a very good left-handed pitcher for them. Again, a 2.5 ERA, which is actually 7th best in all of Major League Baseball. So we're ready to get underway. And the first pitch is just outside. It came in at 98 miles per hour. You're going to see a lot of high-heat fastballs from Skubal. And you're also going to see a lot of off-speed pitches as well. In his last outing, though, he did allow 4 earned runs in 4 innings in the pitch. And that is outside and low for ball 2 to Kyle Schwarber. So Schwarber's leading things off. 2 balls, no strikes. And the next pitch, and that is just upstairs for ball 3 in the eyes of DJ Rayburn. So hopefully you're all doing well, having yourselves a very fantastic day. Got some more Phillies baseball today. Sorry for the late start. 3-0 pitch, and finally Skubal finds the strike zone, and it's in there for a called strike. Phillies are playing out in Detroit at Comerica Park. Again, they won last night's game by a score of 8-1. 3-1 pitch, and that's taken all the way for strike 2 at the knees to make the count now full. Schwarber batting .249 on the season. He also has 17 homers and 49 RBI to go along with that. Time's called on the mound really quickly. Schwarber went 0 for 5, but he walked and scored 2 runs last night. And the 3-2 pitch is just outside for ball 4. And Schwarber leads off the ball game with a leadoff walk. He's done that a lot this season. By the way, Tarik Skubal does have 8 wins, which is tied for 4th in all of the American League. Also is 5th in the AL in strikeouts. Here's Trey Turner batting in the 2 spot. And pitch number 1, he swings and misses at the changeup. That ends up going at the knees at 87 on the gun. Turner's average, sitting .333, does have 3 homers as well, and 12 runs knocked in. And the 0-1. He gets this one out over towards deep center field. And Vierling is there to make the catch as he catches the can of corn for out number 2. Or out number 1, I should say. Now Bryce Harper is coming up. How about 30 hits for Bryce in the month of June? And just about half of his hits have been singles. 16 singles, 8 doubles, and 6 homers. A 385 average in the month of June for Bryce. Guy that ended up going 4 for 5 in last night's game. Had 5 RBI. Here he is. Phillies are in their gray uniforms, gray tops, gray bottoms, with the red letters on both the front and the back along with the numbers. Pitch number 1's in there for strike 1. Tigers, on the other hand, are in their white tops, white bottoms with the dark blue letters and numbers on both the front and the back. The 0-1 pitch, and that's just upstairs for ball 1. Defensively for the Tigers, over at first base you got Mark Hanna, and then at second base on the diamond you got Andy Ibanez. At third it's Gio Urshela, and the shortstop is Ryan Cradler. The pitch, ground ball hit over to second base, the flip over to shortstop. There's one to throw back to first, and there's a double play. In the outfield, of course, you got Vierling in center, and then Wenceel Perez out in right. The left fielder, of course, is Riley Greene. Catching is Jake Rogers, and on the bump is Tariq Skubal. But the double play ends the inning, and we head to the bottom of the first. Phillies leave Schwarber over at first, and the inning is over. Tigers coming up to bat. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you're all doing well. What's going on? What's up, Tony? How you doing, man? What's up, Philly freaks? Yes, love that. Everyone make sure that you hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button as well. We appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in and for coming on here and for being a part of this awesome stream, because that's what we do on here. As we mentioned before, the Tigers are 36-42. They are 18-21 at home in their 39 games. Other thing about the Tigers is that coming into this series, I did want to talk about what they did in their last series. They actually won the series against the Chicago White Sox. They took 2 games out of 3, and then they ended up getting swept by the Braves before that, and they lost 2 of 3 to the Houston Astros. So they just really have not been a very consistent ball club. They're under 500. They're 4th in the AL Central. So they just really haven't been able to get a lot of runs, and their pitching has been middle of the pack to say the least so far this season. But let's get into their starting lineup. So Matt Vierling will be playing out in center field, batting in the leadoff spot. Then it's Andy Ibanez batting second, who's the second baseman. Mark Hanna hitting third. Riley Greene, the left fielder, batting in the cleanup spot. Gio Urshela, the third baseman, batting fifth. And then Wenceel Perez, the right fielder, hitting sixth. Justin Henry Malloy is the DH, and he is batting seventh. Eighth will be Jake Rogers, who's the catcher behind the plate. And Ryan Cradler, who rounds up the rest of the lineup, he's batting ninth. Matt Vierling will be facing Ranger Suarez, who's on the mound for the Phillies and has been their best pitcher so far this season. And the pitch is taken all the way for strike 1. But that's no disrespect to the other pitchers for the Phillies, because you can argue that the Phillies have 4 aces. Vierling batting .254, 9 homers, and 30 RBI. The pitch, that's outside for ball 1. Ranger kicks, delivers, and throws it just a little bit downstairs for ball 2. It's also a little bit outside as well. Vierling's OPS is at 728. As he calls for time, he's 6'3". He's 27 years old, and he's from St. Louis, Missouri. Meanwhile, Ranger, on the other hand, 95 strikeouts and 92 1/3 of an inning, as the 2-1 is swung on and missed. Ended up going 0 for 4 in last night's game, and before that was on a 4-game hitting streak. The 2-2. It's played on the bounce towards the mound. Ranger has it. Throws across the diamond with ease, and there's one out recorded in the bottom of the first. And Andy Ibanez is due up to bat. Phillies, defensively for them, got catching behind the plate. It'll be Rafael Marchand. On the bump is Ranger Suarez. Over at first, it's Harper. At second, it's Sosa. Third, it's Bohm. The shortstop is Turner. The first pitch by Ranger in this at-bat is a cutter at 87, just on the inside corner for strike one. And in the outfield, you got Whit Merrifield playing out in left. The center fielder's Christian Pache. And the right fielder is former Tiger Nick Castellanos. The pitch, inside and low for ball one. Already 6 total pitches by Suarez. The 1-1, there's a line drive back up the middle, and that's going to be in there for a base hit. And Andy Ibanez is able to single back up the middle and get the first hit of the ball game. And Canna's going to come on up. Ranger has the best ERA in all of baseball at a 1.75. The guy that's right behind him is Tanner Houck, who has a 2.1 ERA. That's how dominant Ranger has been. And when you're leading guys and you're in the conversation of Corbin Burns and Zach Wheeler, that means that you're doing something right. First pitch to Mark Canha is in there for strike one. It was a curveball at 75. Canha's average at 244. The ball is 1 strike. And the next pitch is a sinker that just misses the zone for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. DJ Rayburn calling the balls and the strikes behind the plate today. The leg kick and the pitch by Suarez. That was just a little bit down low for ball 2. John Olipka's the first base umpire. And you got James Hoy over at second and Rob Drake, the third base umpire. 2 balls, 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the first. No score so far between the Phillies and the Tigers. There is a runner over at first for Detroit, and the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball hit over to shortstop sharply. Turner with a diving stop. The throw over the second, there's 1. The throw back to first, just not in time. Canha beat it out by half a step. That's a fielder's choice ground out, and it was a pretty nice play by Trey. It was more so of a sliding play. He got onto his right knee, and then from his knee was able to make the throw over to second to Edmundo Sosa. And then the throw back to first was just in time. So Sosa's over at second, and you got Turner over at shortstop. 2 outs, and a runner still at first. And Rangers' pitch is on the outside corner at the knees for strike 1. Here's Riley Greene, left-handed hitter, batting .261. With 15 homers and 40 RBI, he leads the team in all 3 of those categories. The pitch, outside and low. Greene's been batting in the cleanup spot for the Tigers. He's 23 years old. He's 6'3". He's from Orlando, Florida. And the 1-1, ground ball back up the middle. Sliding stop by Sosa. The throw over the second is just in time to shortstop Trey Turner, and the inning is over. That's a 4-6 fielder's choice that ends the inning. No runs, 1 man left, and we've played 1 full inning and head to the top of the second with no score at Comerica Park. If you are new to the channel, hit the thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. I love each and every one of you, and I appreciate you all so much for being here. We cover the Phillies, the Sixers, and the Eagles every single day on here. That's what we do. We do play-by-plays. We also do podcasts as well. We grind on here. So we know that there are people that are outside of the area that can't tune into the games. We want to give the best type of radio play-by-play style that we can, while also creating a very safe and comfortable community for each and every one of you. So that's really the name of the game here, and this is how the digital media landscape is changing a lot of things. And I think it's a really cool opportunity for all of you guys to get involved in different types of conversations. I can also engage with you guys as well. But my number one job, of course, obviously, is to give you guys the play-by-play. but we also have really cool conversations on here too. What's up, the dude? How you doing, man? Shout out to you for coming on here. Larry, what's going on? Philly Freaks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where y'all at? There we go. Good stuff. Let's take a quick sip of water. All right, so for the Phillies, just wanted to make sure I have this correct. For the top of the second, you got Bohm, Castellanos, and Sosa, who are coming up to the plate. Casti and Sosa. There we go. Looking for you yesterday. Missed you. Yes, we have a lot to talk about, and we'll do it as the game goes on. I have a lot to catch up with you guys on. So Bohm will be leading things off. Again, Skubal on the bump. He had 11 pitches in the first. And the first pitch here, fly ball hit out over towards deep center field. It's going to stay in the yard, though, and Vierling is there to track it down towards the right center field alleyway, and he makes the catch for out number one. It's just on the first pitch. They're showing a replay of Alec Bohm's home run that he hit in yesterday's game. Mentioned before that Bohm and Harper were able to drive in all 8 runs. Bohm drove in 3, and Harper drove in 5. Castellanos is up, and the former Tiger takes a 98-mile-per-hour heater at the knees for strike one. He's raised his average now to 226. A couple weeks ago, it was just under 200. The pitch, and that is fouled off. What are your final score predictions? Make sure that you comment those down below. 0-2 to Castellanos, and time is called very quickly by DJ Rayburn, who's on a 7-game hitting streak going back to Castellanos, and he's hitting .444 with 8 RBI and 2 homers during that stretch. The ball's 2 strikes. Skubal gets set, winds up, and fires, and that's on the inside corner for a called third strike at 99 on the gun. And that's how Skubal gets his first strikeout of the season, his 105th strikeout of the season, but his first strikeout of the day. Correction. Two up, 2 down. And Sosa comes up to the plate and looks at a knuckle curve at 79, just on the top tier of the zone. The thing about Skubal is that he has the fastball. Obviously, he has a slider, too, but you got to watch out for the curveball and the knuckle curve and the sinker. That time there's a sinker thrown, and it's way inside and low for ball 1. On deck is Whit Merrifield. The next pitch, high bouncer, hit over to third base. Gio Urshela fields it on the bounce, and the throw over to first, trying to be dug out, and that's not good. Was actually off the glove of the first baseman, Mark Canha. Could not dig that out, and that's going to be an error, I believe, on Gio Urshela. So it was a high bouncer, hit over to third base, and Urshela just sort of took his time to throw it over to first. It landed in the ground, and then it looked like Canha tried to dig it out and could not do so. It is an error. That's how the Phillies get on base here. Here's Whit Merrifield, who's faced Skubal 20 times, and he takes a strike at the knees. At least that helps the Phillies sort of extend the inning. He's 5 for 20 against Skubal during his career with an RBI and 2 walks. The pitch on the way, line drive, and that is into right field for a base hit. Perez gets over to it. Here comes Sosa, who goes over to third base. And there's a single by Merrifield, and the Phillies have a little 2-out rally cooking here in the top of the second. It was a big play, too, and Merrifield got a hanger that was just out over the middle of the plate and took it the opposite way. That's how you do it. It sort of bounced off the glove of the right fielder. Perez just was able to knock it down. Had to play it on a bounce, but could not dig it out properly. And now Christian Pache is coming up to bat with runners at the corners. Skubal kicks, delivers, and Pache swings and misses at a high strike. No score in the top of the second. Runners at the corners, and there's 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch, and that's in there for a strike. So Sosa was safe on a fielding error. It was actually a throw by Gio Urshela. Castellanos struck out before that, but then Whit Merrifield got a single. The 0-2 pitch, it's up high, and going over to second base is Merrifield. No throw is made by the catcher, and, well, that's going to put 2 runners in scoring position. It was a big play, too. And Rogers had to fake the throw because nobody was covering the bag. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Base hit could give the Phillies not only a 1-0 lead, but a 2-0 lead. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Pache strikes out, and that's the end of the inning. Phillies leave 2 runners in scoring position and head to the bottom of the second with no score at Comerica Park. Okay. All right, I'm going to take a very, very quick step off. I will be right back in just a few moments. See you very, very soon. Alrighty, we're back. Elder Ute, what's going on, Elder Ute? I listened to another play-by-play yesterday. Some girl, wow, she did have a foul mouth. It was really, you didn't really like it. Not high-end commentating like your broadcast. I waited for highlights from YouTube. Well, man, obviously, I think that there are some really talented people that are, of course, on here, but there really aren't a lot of people that do high-end radio play-by-play like us, and I think that it's really important to try to give you guys really good play-by-play commentating. I really do. I think that that's a very, very important thing, and I do appreciate the compliment very much, and I'm happy to be back on here. I'm happy to be back here for you guys and just call another game, you know what I mean? So, and I appreciate the compliment. I do. I think we have some good people on here, though. But everybody's style is different. You know what I mean? There's people that do the watch party styles, and then there's traditional broadcasting, and I like traditional. The pitch, and that's taken low as Ranger Suarez is back out there on the mound. Bottom of the second. The 1-0 pitch, and that's fouled away. Ranger really just has such a motor to him. It's like the pitch clock doesn't even affect him. Gio Urshela is in the batter's box. 9 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 1-1 on the way. Bouncing ball, hit over to the shortstop. Turner has it, fields it, throws it over to first in plenty of time to get out number 1. There were 9 seconds left on the pitch clock when Ranger threw that pitch. And that's not really a surprise to a lot of people because he just has a very quick delivery. And I think that that's what makes him so unique. There's 1 out in the bottom of the second. Here's Perez, who takes a pitch all the way, just a little bit outside for a ball. Wenceel Perez hitting .263, 3 homers, 18 RBI. The 1-0, just outside. 2 balls, no strikes. And the next pitch, grounder back up the middle, and that's going to get through the hole for a base hit up the middle. And there's a 1-out single by Perez. So that's the second hit allowed today by Suarez. He allowed a single to Andy Ibanez back in the bottom of the first. And Justin Henry Malloy is coming up to the plate. I did catch the triple play. Yes, that was really cool. Matt Vierling lined out to Aaron Nola and then was able to throw it back over to first, and the runner over at third was caught sleeping, so it was a 1-3-5 triple play. First pitch to Henry Malloy is taken all the way for a ball. Ranger not wasting any time in the 1-0 pitch, and there's a fly ball hit out over towards deep left field. Merrifield has to track it down over towards his left side, and he does make the catch for out number 2. Sort of caught him by surprise a little bit because he anticipated that it was going to come over towards him, and with the way that the wind was blowing, it actually blew out more towards over his left side, so at the last second he had to run on over towards his left, take about 7 steps or so, and he did make the catch. 2 away. Here's Jake Rogers, the catcher behind the plate today, and he takes strike 1. Already 24 pitches by Ranger Suarez. The ball is 1 strike, 2 outs in the bottom of the second, and a runner at first, and the next pitch is fouled away. We have 2 other games going on right now. Baltimore and Cleveland are tied 3-3 in the bottom of the second, and then it's the Mariners who were out at Tropicana Field taking on the Rays. The Rays lead at 1-0. Toss back over to first. It's not in time. Oh, they're going to call that a balk. They're going to say that Rangers stepped over to home plate first, and it was ruled a balk by John Lipka, who was the first base umpire. So that's going to put Wenceel Perez over at second base. It's a big call. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncer over to third, but it's foul. It was in Philly halftime's room, and he also had the foul part covered. That's what he does, though, you know? It's a different type of a call. The 0-2 delivery, and it's fouled back once again. On deck is Ryan Cradler, who's the 9-hole hitter. Phillies won last night's game in Detroit by a score of 8-1. They're looking to take the series today, and if they do that, then they are on for a sweep tomorrow, potentially. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. It was a breaking ball and a good block by Rafael Marchand on the changeup. Crazy what's going on. I'm new here, but just wanted to say the way you run things is very dope. Can't get the game in Chicago, so I'll definitely be back around. Thanks, man. The 1-2 pitch. There's a little dribbler hit over to third base, and Bohm has to field it. Throws over to first in just the right amount of time for out number 3. It sort of took Bohm by surprise a little bit. It was not really a cue shot or anything. It was just a ground ball that he had to charge really quickly and throw its sidearm over to first, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left, and we've played 2 full innings and head to the 3rd frame at Comerica Park. I want to read the rest of your comment. I'm a fan of both styles, but when I bet, I prefer your style. Thanks, man. I'm laughing because it's just, obviously, this whole betting stuff is new to everybody. But that's cool, you know? That's really awesome. And I appreciate you for being on here. Top of the 3rd, baby. All right, we need 13 more subs until we get to the 3,100 mark. That's great. We already have 278 people tuning in. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the bell icons, baby. That way you'll know when I go live. My name is Jason Joseph. This, of course, is Play by Play with JJ. If I don't get to all your comments, I really do apologize. We have more and more people that are joining our channel, and I obviously would love to read all your comments. My number one job, though, is to do the play-by-play, but I want you all to obviously engage with each other. If you do have a question or if there is something that you do have to say and I don't get to it, please, as crazy as this sounds, leave a super chat, and I will absolutely get to that as quickly as I possibly can. All right. Phillies money line is at minus 128 according to FanDuel, and for the Tigers, it's at plus 100. We're going to fix our scoreboard really quickly. Skubal's going back out there on the bump as we head to the top of the third. 8, 9, and 1 due up in the order for Philadelphia. And Rafael Marchand, who's batting on the right side, takes a slider that just misses for a ball. Got listening to some dude. His play-by-play was okay, but his voice was so coarse sounding. I turned it off after half. Huh. Next pitch, and that's taken for strike one. I'm happy you guys have this option. 1-1 pitch. There's a little floater back up the middle, but a diving catch made by the second baseman, Andy Ibanez. What a play he made there. Ibanez was shifted over towards the right side of the second base bag and had to just run over towards his left and make a diving catch up the middle to take away a base hit from Rafael Marchand. How about the extension there? And Perez just held on to it, bounced into the heel of his glove, and then when he dived and his glove hit the ground, he made sure that he secured it. And that's how the first out is made. Just a beautiful play by him, Andy Ibanez, who's been playing over at second base for the Tigers this season. That's recorded as a lineout in L4. I said 8, 9, and 1 are due up in the order, and I meant to say 9, 1, and 2 are due up. So here's Kyle Schwarber, who walked in the first, took the first pitch for a strike, and the 0-1 swing and a miss. That's just a ridiculous catch that he made. The ball is 2 strikes, and the next one is a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yes, sir, I am. Here we go, and the 1-2 pitch is just outside for ball 2. I didn't get your notification this game, too, back. I didn't. Huh, that's interesting. About those Panthers. Yes, I know. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 on the way, swing and a miss. That reached 101 on the gun by Skubal. It's one of the fastest pitches he's thrown this season. Again, he's 27 years old from Hayward, California. And Kyle Schwarber was even like, wow. How can I catch up to that? 2 outs, bases empty. And Turner up to bat. He takes the changeup all the way for strike 1. Ended up flying out in the first. The 0-1 delivery. That changeup bounces in the dirt like it's a Wii Sports event. Usually when a ball bounces in the dirt on Wii Sports, it's a splitter. Always fooled me as a kid. It did. That's how people got me out. The 1-1. And that ends up hitting Trey Turner on the bat. I think I got a piece of him. But it's ruled as a hit by pitch. Thought maybe he got a piece of the bat first. But he's going to go on over to first base. Let's see a replay of this again. Oh, but yep, it ended up hitting him on the back forearm. Didn't see that originally. Yep, got a piece of that. Ouch. Oh, man. So it's a hit by pitch, and Rob and the trainer did go out there for a quick second, but Turner says, nope, I'm good. And for the 3rd straight inning in a row, the Phillies do have a runner on base. Tarek Skubal Mentioned that in his last outing, he ended up giving up 4 earned runs, 5 runs total against the Braves. They lost 7-0. Here's Harper up to bat, and the first pitch is a slider that's above the zone, but swung on and missed. Bryce grounded into a double play his last time up. The ball is 1 strike, and the 0-1. Harper lays that one off at 97. Was up high. Toss back over to first to try to get Trey, and that's just not in time. Turner didn't even have to dive, though. In the month of June, Skubal has pitched in 23 innings coming into today, has allowed 10 earned runs, 4 homers, and has a 3.91 ERA. The 1-1 pitch. There's a line drive out to left center field for a base hit. Turner is pretty fast. He's going over to third base. The throw, the relay, is going to be cut off by the pitcher, and Turner actually decided to stay put over at third base, but Harper does get in with a double out to left center field with 2 outs in the top of the third. Bryce able to come up with a big hit there. Took advantage of a hanging slider and just was able to shoot it out to left center. And Riley Greene had to go get it in the alleyway. And Turner, don't think that he would have had enough time to get on over towards the plate. But Harper able to get in there with a double. I was a little bit surprised that Turner was just jogging there, but I know that he did get hit by a pitch the last play. Here's Bohm, who takes a strike. It's a changeup at 87 miles per hour. His average back up to 312. Phillies in the last inning could not get runners home with second and third on 2 outs. And they sort of changed the narrative in this inning. The 0-1 is just inside for ball 1. One ball, 1 strike. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the pitch to Bohm inside at 97. Bohm's average with 2 outs and with runners in scoring position this season is at 389. 3 homers and 27 runs knocked in. Golden opportunity here. The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball hit over to second base. And the shuffle of the feet and the throw over to first to end the inning by Andy Ibanez. And the inning is over. No runs. 2 men left at second and third. And still no score in Detroit. The Tigers will come on up to bat and face Ranger Suarez once again. If you guys would like to, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button as well. And turn on those notification bell icons, and that way you'll know when we go live. We're in the bottom of the third. Phillies taking on the Tigers. They're looking to win another series. The Phillies have not been swept since September of last year. For those of you that are new to the channel, I would like to get to know you guys a little bit better. I really would. I think that we have a really cool, awesome community on here. We try to be very open. We're very friendly, very family-oriented, I'd say. And that's how we keep things on here, and that's how I like to keep it. So I want you to tell me, what do you like about baseball? Who's your favorite team? If it's not the Phillies, who is it? And, tell me more about, what your favorite moment was going to a ballpark. Or if you've never been to a ballpark, where would you like to go? That's what I would like to know. We'll get there. It's still early. Skubal is very good this game. We'll be close. Good stuff. There's somebody in a Nick Castellanos jersey. Pretty cool. Of course, Castellanos used to play for the Tigers. First pitch, and that's a shown bunt, and Ranger has to throw it over to first on the run. Not in time, though. That was a surprise bunt by Ryan Cradler. Caught everybody off guard, and Ranger had to hustle on over to third base, and he made a throw. Used all the arm strength that he had, and probably should have just ate it up, but that was a really good effort, even though Harper had to come running in. So Ranger went off the bump, had to spin, turn, and throw it over to first. So there's a bunt single by Ryan Cradler. And we go back to the top of the order. Matt Vierling is up to bat. Jane says definitely not the Phillies. You're not a Phillies fan? I didn't know that. What's up, young shizzy? Vierling, the center fielder, grounded out to Ranger to start off the ball game. He's batting .253 with 9 homers and 30 RBI. Of course, Vierling played for the Phillies and was always on the car commercials. That's what he was famous for. The ball is 1 strike, and the next pitch is fouled away. That was for Car Shield. The ball is 2 strikes. A runner at first. Ranger kicks, delivers, and throws a changeup in the dirt. Good hold up by Vierling. Matt Vierling is 27 years old. He went to the University of Notre Dame, also Christian Brothers College High School as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the 1-2 pitch looked a little bit inside, but it's a called strike 3 by Rayburn, and Vierling shakes his head no, and that's how Ranger gets his first punch out of the game. Pretty good pitch, too, by Ranger, even though looked a little bit inside. Good job by Marchand to be able to frame that one. Andy Ibanez, who made a nice catch to rob Rafael Marchand on the base hit, takes the first pitch inside for a ball. Also was able to record the last out on a ground out by Alec Bohm to end the top of the third. Ranger kicks, delivers, and throws a strike on the outside edge at the knees to make it a 1-1 count. Leading off over at first base is Cradler. Bottom of the third. No score in Detroit. And the 1-1 is tapped foul towards the third base side. Suarez only pitched 1 time against the Tigers. That was back in July of 2019. The 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. And Suarez gets another strikeout. Back-to-back Ks by Ranger. And Canna is coming on up to bat. Boy, was that a filthy curveball. Toss back over to first for disengagement is not in time. And Canna is in the box, batting on the right side. The time that he pitched, it was on July 24th of 2019. He wasn't a starting pitcher at the time. He just went 1 1/3 and allowed 1 hit and had a strikeout as well. 1 ball, no strikes as the first pitch is just inside for ball 1. The windup and the pitch. Inside and high for ball 2. Crazy says, Cubs and White Sox. I live in Chicago. I like the random aspect of baseball. Haven't been to a game as an adult, but I went as a child. I loved the lights and crowd feeling. 2-0 pitch, and that is a towering fly ball. Pache gets under it, though, and he has to run on over towards his right. Now over to home plate, and he does make the catch. And the inning is over. No runs, one man left. On the leadoff bunt single by Ryan Cradler, we've played 3 full innings and head to the 4th with still no score. 280 people tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. We need 12 more subscribers to get to the 3,100 mark. Phillies, and what sports am I going to be covering in the Olympics? I'm going to be doing archery, basketball, and tennis. That's what we're going to do. Bam Man! What's up, Bam Man? My favorite ballpark memory was my first Phillies game at the Vet when I was 4. Still remember the feeling of the night air in the stadium. Been a fan ever since. That's really cool. It's cool. Never been. Hope to visit the Phillies in Philadelphia someday. It's for my second team. It has to be the Orioles for the fact they're playing the Yankees. Oh, wow. What else do we got? In one of the games since he's been back, I noticed that Turner didn't take an extra base. I was wondering if he was trying to be extra careful then. And that's, I think, was going back to the comment where, Trey, you got hit by a pitch on the back forearm, or it was his right forearm, excuse me. And I was mentioning that he was just jogging on over to third base on the hit by Harper with 2 outs. So, what's going on? What's up, everybody? I always loved going to the Vet, getting my game program and pennant flag, keeping score during the game with my dad. Great memories. Top of the 4th inning. And the pitch to Castellanos, and that is swung on and missed. So Castellanos, of course, was drafted by Dave Dombrowski and the Tigers at the time back in 2010. The next pitch, and that's taken for a ball. This is where it all started for Castellanos. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the next pitch, there's a fly ball hit out over towards right field. And it should be an easy play for Perez, and it is, and he does make the catch. Didn't even have to flinch. And that's how the first out is made. Now it's Edmundo Sosa's turn. He got on with an E5 his last time up. Back in the 2nd inning. The leg kick in the pitch by Skubal is taken outside for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Skubal kicks, fires, and throws a changeup. That was pretty deceiving. It ended up being a little bit low, but it was swung on and missed. Skubal's on a $2.6 million contract. 1-1 delivery, ground ball hit over to shortstop, and the throw over to first is in plenty of time for out number 2. How about William Bergolla? In the month of June in 19 games with Jersey Shore, he has a .421 average, 7 extra base hits, 5 stolen bases, and 12 runs batted in. Been doing a very good job with the Blue Claws. Merrifield looks at the slider. That's in there for strike 1. Skubal ended up making his debut back in 2020. So the 0-1 is grounded over towards the first base side, and this is going to be a tough play, but winning the race over to the bag is Skubal as he records the final out. It was a 3-1 ground out. Nice play delivered by Mark Hanna, who's playing off the bag and had to just sort of side throw it over to first base with a backhand. And the inning is over. Another 1-2-3 inning for Tariq Skubal. And we head to the bottom of the 4th. when I was at the game the other day, I actually did see, I was out in right field, and that was on Friday night. It was Cole Hamels tribute night. I did see somebody was actually keeping score. I mean, people still do that. I still do it. I still keep score because it gives me an idea as to what's going on. I know I can rely on the technology, but some things, when you just write it down and when you have a routine, it just sticks with you. So why not fix it if it works? And I like keeping score. I do have a scorebook that I keep, and it actually has it has both teams on both sides of the scorebook. It's pretty big, but you know, I don't like the small ones where you have to sort of you know, squint your eyes and figure out like what it is. Like, this is big enough just for me to read it, and I like it. I try to color code a lot of things, and that's one of the things I do. After Carlton's stellar year, he did paint commercials. I didn't know that. Huh. When is the next year as good as everybody said? He must have heard himself painting houses. That's really weird. I saw someone keeping score at a Sixers game a few years ago. I asked him. He said, just for fun. It helps me follow the game. Yeah, for basketball, that's, I mean, not a lot of play-by-play announcers do that because that's hard because of all the action that goes on. There's Ranger Suarez back out there for the fourth, and he throws a strike at the knees to Riley Greene. Greene tends to choke up on his bat a little bit as he's batting on the left side of the dish. The delivery by Ranger, that's taken low and away for ball one. 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball, foul. Have I ever met the Philly captain in the bleachers? No, I've never met the Philly captain. I've never met him in the bleachers. Nope. When was the last time I was there? I was there Friday. I was at the bank. 1-2 pitch, fouled away. I've gone to 3 games this year so far, which is the most that I've gone to in the season in quite some time. At this point, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Suarez kicks, fires, and there's a ground ball hit over to shortstop, backhanded by Turner, gets up on both feet, throws over to first, and Greene is out by half a step. Oh, absolutely. Got to know where the 3-pointers are made. You got layups, you got free throws. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of scores. You got steals, blocks. Oh, yeah. It's quick. Excuse me. There's Gio Urshela, who grounded out to shortstop his last time up in the bottom of the second inning. He takes a ball. His average at 257, of course, a guy who played baseball, started off his career with the Yankees. The 1-0 is fouled away. Also spent some time with the LA Angels as well. Now he's on the Tigers. 1-1, and that's slapped foul. Urshela, during his career, has 66 homers and 300 RBI in 716 games played. He really actually started off his career with the Cleveland Indians at the time in 2015 and 2017. Then he became more well-known on the Yankees. The next pitch, and that's in there for a called strike 3. And Ranger is able to get Urshela looking at a called third strike on a changeup right at the knees. That was a pretty nice pitch, too, by Ranger. He's been so on today. 2 outs, nobody on. And Ranger decides to go with a cutter that's just a little bit inside. Wencio Perez in the batter's box, batting on the right side. The 1-0. Ground ball hit sharply over to shortstop. Turner spins, fires, throws over to first, and it's in time to get Perez out. Another 1-2-3 inning by Rangers. Suarez And Turner flashing the leather over at shortstop, making a routine ground ball look really, or making a hard ground ball look like it's just really easy. And we head to the top of the 5th inning. Still no score in Detroit. Wish that was a little bit better, but that's why we practice, man. I'll go back to the film and we'll watch that again. But, all right. So, you guys are probably wondering. All right, I'm going to put the mic on me, or the camera on me for a second. So, JJ, where were you last night? Okay, what happened? Okay, well, I used to volunteer for this special needs basketball organization called the Echad Squadron. Okay, I did that when I was in middle school and when I was in high school as well. Okay, I've kept in touch with, obviously, the coaches and love to get back to them. So one of the coaches got honored last night for an award, okay? And they had a sports awards dinner at the JCC. I got to go with my family. It was really, really cool. And I made a video for the coach who was getting honored. Okay, I made him a little tribute video. And I wanted you guys to see it for yourselves. I'm going to play it. And then we'll talk a little bit more about what actually made this really, really special. So here we go. John Gooden once said, "A good coach can change a game. A great coach can change a life." Ethan Baumholtz has changed plenty of lives for participants of the Echad Squadron, a special needs basketball organization in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, where he volunteers his time and gives back to the community.
It teaches me about teamwork and stuff.
I've learned from Coach Ethan that the hardest job can be done if you are 100% dedicated like he is. Without Coach Ethan, we don't have the success we have.
Everybody, we need to work hard tonight. Most importantly, make sure you thank everybody on the outside. We left everyone.
Well, this story really hits home for me. I could say so many incredible things about Coach Ethan. I played for the Echad Squadron. He actually taught me how to get into the paint, literally and figuratively speaking, on and off the court. He's always been there for me. And Coach, congratulations. I love you. I'm not holding this microphone today if it weren't for you and pursuing my passion in sports broadcasting. So congratulations once again. For Play-by-Play with JJ Productions, I'm Jason Joseph. So that was the video. That was the video I did. There's one out as we're in the top of the 5th. Christian Pache just struck out. And the first pitch to Rafael Marchand is taken all the way for strike 1. So that video was played in front of 400 people. The 0-1 pitch, and that's taken on the outside corner for strike 2. But the story gets even better, okay? Because out of the 400 people that were there, Ryan Howard, Charlie Manuel, and Larry Boa were there. The 0-2, there's a ground ball hit over to shortstop, and the throw over to first is in time, and Marchand grounds out over to short. And not only were they there, but Mark Zumoff, the Sixers former play-by-play announcer for 27 years, was there. And he wanted me, he saw the video, and he wanted me to go up to him afterwards, and he wanted to talk to me, and we were able to start a relationship over there, and that was really, really awesome. I got a picture with Ryan Howard and Larry Boa, and it was really cool, and I also got to ask them a question as well. 1 ball, no strikes, and Kyle Schwarber's up to bat, and he takes the first pitch for a ball and the second pitch for a ball, too, as well. Skubal on the bump. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 5th, and the next pitch is in there for a strike. And a lot of people came up to me, and they were like, you know, you did a really awesome job. And I probably I definitely gave out business cards for sure. And that was really, really awesome. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the next pitch is taken all the way for strike 2. So it was emotional. You know, it was really emotional, and I got recognized for it, and I really wanted to just do it for my coach because he's been a mentor for me. I talk about him all the time. 2-2 pitch, and there's a little squibbler that's hit over to third base, and Schwarber is able to beat that one out, and he is able to get on with an infield single. So it was just a really awesome moment. Also got a picture with the fanatic as well. And the question that I asked Larry, Charlie, and Ryan Howard were, what does it mean to be a champion? And that was the first question. And of course, on the questionnaire, I put out my name. I put out what we do on here. And we're going to get even more eyeballs over here. So. But yeah, how about that? Mark Zumoff, man. Shout out to Mark Zumoff. I've always have looked up to Mark Zumoff. And he saw the video and was like, where's Jason Joseph in the audience? And I stood up. And he said, see me after this. So, that was really cool. The 1-0 pitch, and that's taken inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. And the next pitch is swung on and missed. Now, I don't think Boa, Howard, and Manuel actually saw the video. But I wanted to make sure that I submitted that question because I thought that it was just another good way for them to know who we were. Or know who I was, and just get the brand out there. 2-1 pitch, and there's a ground ball hit over to shortstop, and the flip over the second base. And there is out number 3. So the Phillies just leave one man left. We played 4.5 innings and head to the bottom of the 5th with still no score. So it was a really, really cool moment. And it made me realize that everything that we're putting out on here, you know, it all pays off. Because you guys, to me, are what make this whole thing so cool. Right? And obviously, I'm the one that advertises for myself. You know, like I stick up and I try to produce as much content as I can. But you guys give me joy in doing this. And it's just a lot of fun, and I never would have expected that the way that I would have gone about this route would be on here. And it's a breath of fresh air. And now other people want to find out more about us. That's great. I don't like to just make it about me. I like to make it about you guys too. So, super job on the video. Great coach to put in his name or in his time with the group. Yep. He's been a mentor for me, man. He's been there for me all the way. And, of course, shout out to Eric and Linda. Shout out to Ethan. Shout out to all the players for the Achad Squadron. I love them all. They're another family of mine. So, I wanted to put together a little B-roll package, and that's what I did, you know? And it was shown in front of 400 people, and they all looked at me. Of course, I was on the wrong side. I was not near where the other players were, so they're all over to the far right side in the back, and I'm on the left side with my mom and my dad, and my mom's like, are we in the right section? And I'm like, no, we're good. And then I looked over there, and I was like, nope, we're in the wrong section, but that's okay. So... First pitch is in there for a strike as Ranger goes back out there for the bottom of the 5th. I'll definitely make sure that I get to your comments, I promise. But wanted to make sure that I told you guys that full story. And I'll show some pictures that we did take. Those will be up in the next couple of days. The ball is one strike, and the next pitch is taken for strike 2. Third pitch of the at-bat is taken outside. The whole thing has just been a blessing. That's really what it's been. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the next pitch is a sinker that's taken low for ball 2. You're a great guy, JJ. I'll read the rest of that comment in just a little bit, I promise. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the next pitch, there's a fly ball hit out over to left field. On the run is Merrifield. He can't make the catch, but he does keep it out in front of him, and, that's a long single by Justin Henry Malloy out to left field, and that's how they lead off the inning, the Tigers. And Jake Rogers is coming up to the plate. You're a great guy, JJ. Love the video, and more importantly, how you gave recognition to the people who helped you and continue to help others. Special ed teachers here. Wow, you teach special ed teacher? Well, the special ed teachers here. Wow. Huh. The pitch, and there's a line drive hit out over to left field for a base hit. Merrifield plays it on 2 bounces this time, and stopping over at second is Henry Malloy, and Rogers able to come through with a single. So there's some traffic on the bases with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. And Ryan Cradler is coming up to bat. Maybe we'll try to get Zoom off on here. How would you guys like that? Would you like it if we could try to get Zoom off on here? Mark Zoom off. First pitch, and that's shown for a bunt, and Cradler tried to take it back. It's in there for a strike, though. Should have asked him if we should trade Walker. Larry said, Larry Boa had some funny quotes last night. The ball is 1 strike, and the next pitch is bunted foul. It would be incredible. Yeah. That'd be awesome. Even maybe he would do an interview with you that you could post to the channel. Yeah. That'd be cool. Larry Boa said that, the question he gets all the time is this 2024 team, how are they related to the 1993 team? And he said he doesn't like that question because this team doesn't have a ring yet. You know? So the way that he put it was really funny. And he's right. The ball is 2 strikes and nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. And the 0-2 is inside and low for a ball. This is the first jam that Ranger Suarez has gotten himself into. There's runners at first and second. Nobody out. And the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball hit over to shortstop. It's bobbled by Turner, and everybody's going to be safe. So it was a slow roller hit over to Trey, and that's going to leave the bases loaded. They didn't have a pennant ring, I meant to say. Sorry. A pennant ring. At least the 93 team won the pennant. So that's what I meant to say. Sorry. I'm doing a lot of things at once. All right. So how are they going to rule that? That's the question. Bases are loaded. Nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Ranger Suarez on the bump. This is not looking really good for Ranger, and hopefully he can try to get out of this. Who should I bet on? I like Zoom off. Yeah. I love Zoo. Zoo's great. Super job, JJ, on the video. Great coach to put in this time with the group. Yeah, he's an incredible guy. And, I want to make sure that I put in a word for him as well, because he gave me a really incredible opportunity that I could never repay him for. But I will make sure that that during these next few days that I put out his that I put in a good word for him, because he does Advisors Home Mortgage. So if you are in the South Jersey or the New Jersey area, He's a really, really good contact to reach out to if you need help with buying or with buying a home. 1 ball, no strikes. And the next pitch is inside and high for ball 2. I know that we have people that are out of the area, but you never know, man. 2 balls, no strikes. And the next pitch, there's a high bouncer over to shortstop. 1 run's going to get home, and the throw over to first is in time. There's an RBI ground out as Malloy does score. And Vierling comes up with the RBI ground out. It's a 1-0 lead. By the way, they did call Cradler's bat on ball. They called that an infield single. So it was technically not an error. 340 people tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button, man. Tell your friends and family members about this channel. 1 out. In the bottom of the 5th, and the Tigers lead at 1-0. Here is Andy Ibanez, who struck out and singled in reverse order. 1 ball, no strikes. And the next pitch is inside and low for ball 2. Andy Ibanez is batting .280 with 2 homers and 16 RBI. 1 out. And the next pitch is fouled away towards the third base side. But yeah, this whole thing has been really humbling, you know? And I don't really like to, I don't know. Cano waits in the on-deck circle, the 2-1 pitch, and there's a line drive back up the middle for a base hit. 2 runs are easily going to score. The throw by Pache to the plate is cut off, and it's a 3-0 ball game. In the bottom of the 5th on the 2-run single by Andy Ibanez. So the Tigers able to get some runs here. They got an RBI on the ground out by Vierling. And then Ibanez came through with a 2-run single. Man. So just back over towards the second base side. Ranger Suarez still pitching for the Phils. He was cruising along during the first 4 innings and now has gotten the Phillies into a little hole here. And the pitch is taken for a strike. The 0-1 pitch. There's a ground ball hit over to shortstop. The throw over to first is in time. And there's out number 2. Advancing over to third is Ibanez. Who's over at second base. Two outs, bottom of the 5th. And up to bat is Riley Greene. And the pitch is taken all the way for a strike at 92 miles per hour. Riley grounded into a fielder's choice and also grounded out as well. No balls, 1 strike, and the 0-1 is going to be hit down the right field line. It is a fair ball. Jogging on in to score is Andy Ibanez, and rounding second, going on over to third is Riley Greene, who dives in there safely without a throw. And it's now a 4-0 Tigers lead as they just continue to pour it on. And Greene able to come through with an RBI triple. Let's see where this one was hit. It was just smoked down the first base line. It just went by Bryce Harper, and it was a fair ball. Let's see this again. It wasn't even close to where the ball was when he tried to field it. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. And now it's a 4-0 game, and the pitch is fouled away. Gio Urshela up to bat. He's the 8th guy to come on up in this inning. 2 outs. And a runner at third. The 0-1 is slapped foul towards the first base side, and it goes into the seats. What a play by that Tigers fan. 8 more subs till we get to 3,100. Hit that subscribe button, man. We do Phillies content every single day. Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles. The ball is 2 strikes, and the next pitch is going to be fouled off once again. Two outs, bottom of the 5th. Urshela in the box, over on the right side. And the 0-2, ground ball hit sharply over to first base, but Harper has it and just tags the bag himself. And the inning finally comes to an end. The Tigers are able to send 8 men up to the plate and get 4 runs off of Ranger Suarez. It's time to go to the top of the 6th. Phillies have a 4-0 deficit to overcome. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So yeah, you guys enjoyed that? You guys enjoyed that little tribute video? I wanted to make sure that it was special for him because he's been a big role model for me, and he's been there for me. I'll never forget. You know, I had I've overcome like a lot of things in my life, and I don't really like to spend too much time like talking about it. But you know, the one thing about me is that I had a 1.8 cumulative GPA at one point when I was in school. I graduated with a 3.3 cumulative. And I'll never forget one of the conversations that I had with Coach, who was one of the really awesome supporters that I had. He said, "You got to get your head back in the game, JJ. Can't be afraid to go into the paint like you used to be." And he was right. He was right. I had to make changes. I had to speak up for myself more. Had to utilize all the resources that I had. And when he said that to me, it really hit home. And that was sort of like the wake-up call for me, that I got to produce. Stay after. Talk to professors. Talk to people. Get involved with things. And that's what Ethan did for me. So, to all the people that supported me during that tough time, I got to make sure that I thank them. And the way that I do that is to execute. The ball is 1 strike to Bryce Harper. So we start off the top of the 6th, and the next pitch is fouled away. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Skubal still out there on the bump, and he strikes out Bryce Harper for the first time today. Now Bohm is up to bat. There's 1 out in the top of the 6th. The leg kick and the next pitch is taken all the way for strike 1. How many likes do we have, mods? Hit that subscribe button too, everybody. 0-1, and that is fouled away towards the right side. We got 113 likes, 257 people in here. I'm sure that not all 257 of you have hit that thumbs up button clearly. So it would really mean a lot. The ball is 2 strikes, and the next pitch is low and away for a ball to Alec Bohm. About the Guardians, they lead at 8-6 out in Baltimore in the top of the 5th. 3 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 1-2 to Bohm. And he slices this one out over towards right center field, and on the run is Vierling, and he tracks it down, controlling the center field area, and he does make the catch in the alleyway. 2 up, 2 down in this inning, and Castellanos, it's his turn to bat. Just checking the other scores really quickly. The Mariners and the Rays are tied 2-2 in the top of the fifth. It's now actually going into the bottom of the fifth. Then the Mets are winning the Subway game between them and the Yankees. It's 3-0. That game is on TBS. It's in the bottom of the second. The pitch on the way to Castellanos, and he takes it for a ball. Pirates lead at 6-0 in Cincinnati in the bottom of the third. And the 1-0 is on the inside corner. The knees were a called strike. And the Blue Jays and the Red Sox are tied 2-2. Blue Jays do have the bases loaded in the top of the third with nobody out. Nobody on, 2 outs, top of the sixth. Then the 1-1, swing and a miss. Castellanos tried to take a hack at that 98-mile-per-hour heater. And it's a 1-2 count now. One ball, 2 strikes. Skubal kicks and fires. Throws it way up high for ball 2 at 99 on the gun. Castellanos now 32 years old. 2-2 pitch, and he gets a hack at that 100-mile-per-hour heater and fouls it off. Played for the Tigers from 2013 to 2019. His best year with Detroit was in 2017, where he had 26 homers, 101 RBI, and a 272 average, along with 167 hits in 614 at-bats. 2-2 on the way. Ground ball hit sharply over the second base, and the toss over to first is in plenty of time to get out number 3. Time to head to the bottom of the sixth. It's 4-0 Tigers. Perez, Malloy, and Rogers coming up when the Phillies and Tigers return. Been very quick. It's been very, very quick. Do I think the Phillies can come back? Yeah, for sure. I mean, they lead the team in comebacks. So, yeah, absolutely. Who's Bam? Oh, I see. Don't forget, if you'd like to donate to the channel, you're more than welcome to hit the Super Chat button. It's free. And as we continue to get more and more people on here, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get to all your comments. So if you do have something that you would really like to say, that you would really, really like me to read, you're more than welcome to do that. You can also, it's also nice because you can donate to the channel, and we're on here every single day, man. We call Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles games. Tomorrow we got an afternoon game, and then we're actually going on later tomorrow night with RB and a couple of other people, and we're going to be covering the NBA draft. So that'll be really cool. We'll get some Sixers content out there, and we'll be on for about at least 3 to 4 hours. It's going to be a long, long night. So we got an afternoon game tomorrow. Then we're going to eat some dinner, get a cup of Joe, and then come on here for the draft and see what the Sixers do. So the grind don't stop, and we continue to execute, and we continue to work, man. Bottom of the sixth. Rangers still out there on the hill. He was cruising along throughout the first 4 innings and then just laid an egg in that bottom of the fifth, allowing 4 runs. The pitch, and that's taken on the outside corner for a strike. Wenceel Perez, 1 for 2, singled back in the second. He's hitting .266 with 3 homers and 18 RBI. Please make sure that you share this with all your friends and your family members. It really does help. It really, really does. So if you guys know anybody else that would just be interested in not just Phillies stuff or Sixers or Eagles stuff, but just love good quality play-by-play and just would be interested in supporting the channel, tell them about us, please. Spread that word. The 0-2 pitch, and that's a breaking ball for ball 1. 1-2 strikes. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. Suarez kicks and fires and throws a cutter that misses away. 82 pitches by Ranger and 78 by Skubal. 2-2 pitch. High bouncer. Hit over to third base. Barehanded by Bohm, and he's going to have to eat it up. It actually deflected off of his throwing hand, his bare hand, and that's an infield single. It would have been a tough play to get out the speedster over at first base, Wenzel Perez. So they'll rule that as an infield single. Let's see this again. Yep, it just bounced right off of his hand and wouldn't have been able to, it would have been a very, very close play. Now Justin Henry Malloy is the next batter up. The pitch on the way by Ranger Suarez is at the knees for strike one. Nine seconds left on the pitch clock. And the next pitch is taken for strike two. Where did everybody go? The chat's quiet now. All of a sudden. The ball is 2 strikes, and the next pitch is fouled away. I'm not sure I agree with keeping Ranger in. Thompson could be mismanaging the pitching again. Well, let's think about this, because they're playing every day this week. The 0-2 delivery, and that is swung on and missed for strike three. The throw back over to first, not in time, by Rafael Marchand. Ranger does get his 4th strikeout. Chat died off as soon as Detroit scored. I guess that's what happened. But let's be honest here, right? Phillies play how many games in a row? They're playing every single day this week, right? So we know for a fact that Rob likes to keep his bullpen fresh. Ground ball back up the middle, and Sosa takes it over to the bag for one, and the throw back to first is in plenty of time for a 4-3 double play. That does end the 6th inning. Sosa, Merrifield, and Pache is coming up for Philadelphia as we head to the top of the 7th. So with that being said, just about the bullpen, right? You kind of figured that Ranger was going to get a longer leash. He's not really on a high pitch count right now. Why take him out? I mean, he had a bad 5th inning. Yeah, he didn't. He didn't have the best 5th inning. But he's one of those guys where he can have one bad inning, and then you put him out there for the next inning, and then he's fine. He's a competitor. So I'm cool with it. You know? I don't think it's such a bad thing. They play a lot of games in a row, and you want to keep that bullpen as healthy and fresh as possible. And that's how Rob feels, and I can understand it to an extent. But just knowing how he does things, it kind of makes sense. Will Bryce bat again? We're only in the top of the 7th, yeah. Yeah, he'll bat. He didn't get taken out of the game now. Here we go. Top of the 7th inning. Harper has had now 6 straight games with an extra base hit. Correct. Now Suarez is with Rob Thompson. Thompson was massaging that shoulder for a quick second. And I think that's going to be it for Ranger. So he walked back over towards the tunnel. Huh. First pitch is in there for a strike. So we have Dominguez warming up in the bullpen for Philadelphia, and he'll pitch the bottom of the 7th. So he does go 6 innings, which is honestly deeper than what I thought. The 0-1, and that swung on and missed. So no balls, 2 strikes to Edmundo Sosa. And the 0-2 is slapped foul. In case you are just tuning in, there was no score until the bottom of the 5th inning. Then the Tigers got 4 runs. They send 8 men up to the plate. They had an RBI ground out by Matt Vierling, a 2-run single by Andy Ibanez, and an RBI triple by Riley Greene. Next pitch, and that's fouled up, or taken for a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Edmundo Sosa. Skubal kips and fires, and that's swung on and missed. He got Sosa off balance on the changeup and records his 6th strikeout of the day. See again, man, that changeup just disappeared out of the zone like it was a magic trick. One out, top of the 7th, and the next pitch is swung on and missed to Whit Merrifield. The ball is 1 strike. And the 0-1 swing and a miss again by Merrifield as he chases after a pitch that was way in the dirt. Makes the count now 0-2. Whit is 1 for 2. He singled in the 2nd and also stole a base. Has raised his average up to 197. 0-2 pitch, ground ball back up the middle. Played on 2 bounces and shuffling the feet to make the throw over to first is Andy Ibanez. And that's in time for out number 2. Skubal's been pitching really, really well today. He's a really good ground ball pitcher, but also strikes out a lot of batters, too. 2 outs now in the top of the 7th, and Pache looks at the strike on the inside edge of the plate. Remember, Tariq Skubal is 27 years old. He allowed 8 earned runs over his last 2 outings, but his ERA is at a 2.5. It was even lower than that. It was actually at a 1.92 before those 2 outings. Next pitch is down low for a ball. 1-1 upstairs. Get well soon, Mike. Get well soon, man. We're all saying prayers for you in the chat, my guy. Tyler kicks, fires, and it's swung on and missed by Christian Pache to make the count 2-2. Let's get to 200 likes. Mod Squad, how we doing? Any mods here? Any mods still here? 2-2 on the way, and that's a called strike. 3 at the knees and 98 on the gun to Christian Pache. Skubal has just really been firing the heat tonight. And we head to the bottom of the 7th. Tigers are shutting out the Phillies so far 4-0. 131. Let's change that, man. Keep telling people to like and subscribe, buddy. Or guys. Oh my gosh, sorry. Doing too many things at once. All right. It's time for trivia, man. Time for trivia. Francesca's back. What's up, Francesca? Don't spam the chat, Francesca. That's all we ask. Is Rangers still playing? No, he's out of the game now. All right. Speaking of Andy Ibanez, okay, let's talk about another Ibanez for the Phillies. Jim told me you already given an answer. You're funny. Raul Ibanez played the seasons with the Philadelphia Phillies. But which of the following teams did he not play for during his 19-season career? The Mariners, the Yankees, the Twins, or the Royals? Okay? Ibanez, Raul Ibanez, played the seasons with the Philadelphia Phillies, but which of the following teams did he not play for during his 19-year career? The Seattle Mariners, the New York Yankees, the Minnesota Twins, or the Kansas City Royals? That's what I want to know. All right. That's my question. So who answered first? The Mariners. That is incorrect. The Royals. That is also incorrect. The Twins says abolish the ATF. The Twins. And that is correct. The Twins is correct. Ibanez did play for the Royals. He did play for the Yankees. And he did play for the Mariners. Dominguez is going to pitch the bottom of the 7th, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. The ball is 1 strike, and the next pitch is taken for a ball. Cradler is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a run scored. So, Mike, are you watching the game, or are you just tuning in? Or are you both? Are you watching and tuning in? Next pitch, and that's taken for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two, 1, and that's fouled away. Thanks for taking care of that, Mods. Appreciate that. Two balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 7th. If somebody's being annoying, just get rid of them. Pitch, and that's up high for ball 3. Watching and listening, bud, from Virtua in Marlton. Nice. Well, that's not nice, but I was just curious. I hope you're doing okay, man. You know, we all love you on here, dude. And we're all praying for you. So, the pitch, and that's low and away for ball 4, and Dominguez allows a leadoff walk to Jake Rogers. Prayers in the chat for Mike, man. See the prayer emojis. Dominguez kicks, delivers, and throws a 97-mile-per-hour heater right over the top third of the zone for strike 1. And jogging on over to second base is Jake Rogers. Yeah, Mike, you know, we all love you, man. Like, you're a part of a family on here, dude. And I don't really think that we talk about that enough. But I want you to know that you are, like, loved here, man. And we all love you. 1 ball, 1 strike. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. We got a runner over at second base. And the 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss on a slider at 90 at the knees. One ball, 2 strikes. And the next pitch is swung on and missed. The slider that just goes into the dirt. There's a strikeout there. Love to all of you, too. Yep. For sure. Absolutely. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe, guys. 241 people tuning in. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. And the pitch is taken for a strike as it's in there. Andy Ibanez did take a step out of the box. Your nurse said that you can't cry. Runner goes. The 0-1 pitch. It's low. The throw over to third base. And, well, diving in there safely is Rogers. So 2 stolen bases. is able to go on over to third. On deck is Mark Canna. Or Cradler, I should say, is the one that stole third. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the next pitch is taken for a ball. Get the nurse to sub to the channel. Seriously, should. Tell the nurse about us. Tell everybody, man. That's for all of you. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the next pitch fouled away. 4-0 Tigers. So we're in the bottom of the 7th. Tell her to spread the word, though. 2-2 on the way. And there's a foul ball dribble towards the third base side. Telling you, you never know. And it really does help me out. Two and two is the count. Dominguez on the bump for the Fightins. And the next pitch. Ground ball hit over to shortstop to throw over to home plate by Turner. It's in time. And Cradler is out at the plate. And there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. So that is going to go down as a 6-2 fielder's choice. Let's see again. I don't know if Marshawn was blocking the plate or not. I don't think he was. But Abandias grounds into a 6-2 fielder's choice. And there's 2 outs. Now it's Mark Canna's turn. Bottom of the 7th. And the pitch is inside and high for a ball. Bad base running there. Well, guess what? It's not just the Phillies that make those mistakes. That's just the game. And the Phillies capitalized on it. 1-0. And the next pitch is taken low for ball 2. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We got Tigers fans on here. Nice. Shelby Miller started off his career with the St. Louis Cardinals as a starting pitcher. He's warming up in the bullpen. 2-0, and that's taken up high for ball 3. Francesca, do you just say, let's go Phillies all the time? Is that all you say? 3-0 pitch, and that's taken for a strike. I feel like every time you speak, it's every time it's let's go Phillies. (3-1), and that's in there for strike 2. It's nothing bad. I'm just curious. You think English might not be your first language. That could be true. That could be true. I'm just curious. I don't mean that as a bad thing. If I made it sound like a bad thing, I do apologize. 3-2 pitch. That's grounded foul. Oh, you do speak both. Three balls, 2 strikes to Mark Canna. Cool. Sure you're bilingual. Payoff pitch. And that's popped up, hit over towards the first base side and foul ground. And the catch is made by Bryce Harper for out number 3. I'll take a very quick step off. Be right back in just a few moments. Tigers still lead at 4-0. And we head to the top of the 8th. Be right back. What's going on, everybody? Don't worry, Francesca. You got mad at me for guessing Jim Thome. What? I didn't get mad at you. I didn't get mad at you. I was just saying that you guessed before the trivia question. It's nothing bad. I'm not mad at anybody. You're always welcome here, Francesca. You are. Just don't spam the chat. That's all that we ask. That's it. Shelby Miller is going to be pitching for the Tigers. I'm kidding, JJ, I promise. I know. Miller has a 3.86 ERA. He's 0 for 5 in save opportunities. How about that? Of course, it's not a save situation. We are in the top of the 8th. Marshawn batting on the left side. The switch-hitting catcher for the Phillies takes the first pitch in there for strike 1. Shelby Miller's had a very long career so far in baseball. He's now 33 years old from Round Rock, Texas. And the 0-1 is low for a ball. Marshawn's 0 for 2. He lined out, and he grounded out. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch on the way, and that's taken low for ball 2. Miller was also on the Braves. So he spent the first 3 years with the Cardinals, 1 season with the Braves, 3 seasons with the Diamondbacks. And the 2-1 is flied up over towards center field, and making the catch for out number 1 is Matt Vierling, and Marshawn flies out. Then he also played for the Rangers in 2019. Missed the 2020 season. The Cubs in 2021, along with the Pirates. The Giants in 2022. The Dodgers in 2023. And the Tigers here in 2024. The pitch, and that swung on and missed. Kyle today is 1 for 2. He walked and singled, and I don't know if we have a pitch clock violation called or whatnot. Kyle said something was going on with the scoreboard. It's no balls, 1 strike, or something's going on in the outfield. They're not showing us what's going on. There's a streaker or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. 5 more subs so we get to 3,100. Let's do it. The ball's 1 strike. Phillies trail 4-0 to the Tigers. And the 0-1 is slapped foul once again towards the first base side. The Tigers are 15 games behind the Cleveland Guardians in the AL Central. They're also 7 games behind the Twins and 6 behind the Royals. They scored all 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Schwarber up to bat. We're in the top of the 8th. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Base is empty. The 0-2 to Kyle is way outside for a ball. Turner waits in the on-deck circle, and Harper is in the hole. Time called really quickly. And it looks like DJ Rayburn is going to go out there to have a conversation. I don't know what's going on. They're pointing over towards the board, and Shelby Miller, and it looks like John Lipka and the rest of the umpiring crew is going to go out there too. See if we can try to get an explanation. There's something, they're showing this car. I don't know what's going on here. But we do have time called. If I get any updates on Twitter, I will make sure that we keep you updated with everything. Pitch clock's not synced. Is that what you're saying? Oh, the pitch clock's not working. How do you know? You heard Tom McCarthy talk? 1 ball, 2 strikes. I guess that's what it was. 1 out. Top of the 8th inning. Schwarber up to bat. And the next pitch, swing and a miss. And there's out number 2. How can... I guess that's easy. It's hard for me to like listen to 2 people at once. I don't know how you do that. That's a good skill, dude. It really is. So there's 2 outs. Schwarber strikes out. And Turner's up to bat. Turner takes the pitch in there for a strike. The ball is 1 strike. Trey's 0 for 2. And the next pitch. Ground ball hit over to shortstop, and the throw over to first is dug out to end the inning. Another 1-2-3 inning, and we head to the bottom of the 8th as Turner grounds out over to short. And we head to the bottom of the 8th, 4-0 Tigers lead. Don't worry, I won't get mad at you. Says Seema Fox. Batman says, yep, we're done. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's it because apparently we're done. So, I'm signing off. That's it. Good night. Lila Tove. And yeah. All right. No, I'm kidding. We're not done. We're not done. It's not how we roll on here. This team has, 7 comebacks in the 9th inning this season. They're not done. And plus, I would never leave a game early. Mike says peace. But I understand what you're saying. I get it. Like, you don't think that they can come back. That's all you gotta say. I can barely listen to my wife, let alone 2 people, says Jesus. That's funny. That's really funny. I like that. That's really funny. That got me. That was really funny. If you are new to my channel, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button as well. My name is Jason Joseph. This, of course, is Play-by-Play with JJ. We talk about the Phillies, the Sixers, and the Eagles. Bam says, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm just not optimistic. I understand. He's about as negative as your Eagle video that you put out there. I mean, I'm being realistic about the Birds. I mean, that's how I really feel. Did last year really make you feel good about the team? I mean, I feel like I have a right to be negative, and there's other people that don't feel so confident either. I'm usually a positive guy, but I just don't feel good about the Birds. Who else doesn't feel good about the Birds? Or who does feel good? 1 ball, no strikes. Gregory Soto is on the mound. Bottom of the 8th inning. And the pitch is low and away for ball 2. So it's a 2-0 count. Jesus says I don't like the NFL. Robert, you don't feel good about the Birds? 2-0 pitch. That's fouled away. Soto throws 100 miles per hour on that pitch to Riley Greene. Of course, he was a member of the Tigers, too, and was traded in the Matt Vierling trade. The Phillies also got Cody Clemens in that deal as well. That was a couple of years ago. 2-1, and that's fouled off. And the count is now 2-2. Oh, Robert says that he does feel good about the Birds. 2-2 on the way. There's a fly ball hit out over to straightaway center field. Pache on the run. He leaps up and he does make the catch and bounces into the wall and falls down as well. How did he hang on to that ball? I don't know. But he was able to make a pretty good catch out in dead center field, and Merrifield gives him a little high five and puts the glove on his cap as well. Soto almost got away with a pitch there. It was just towards the outside part of the plate. It looked like it was a fastball. And Pache able to track it down and slam right on into the wall. And there's the first out of the bottom of the 8th. It was a pretty good catch. Love to see it. First pitch, and this at-bat is fouled away. Soto now 29 years old. Spent the 2019 to the 2022 season with the Tigers. One ball, one strike. And the pitch. And that's just outside, but it's a called strike by DJ Rayburn at 98 miles per hour. With the Tigers, was able to get 45 strikeouts his first season, 29 in 23 innings his second season, and he had 76 strikeouts in 2021 and 60 in 2022. Pitch, ground ball, hit over to shortstop, and the throw over to first is in time by Trey Turner. During his career, Soto, he has a 4.25 ERA in 284 games. His win-loss record is at 12 and 27. There's a tongue twister there. Foley getting warmed up, and he will pitch the 9th inning. He's the closer for the Tigers. It's not a safe situation, though. The pitch is inside for a ball. One ball, no strikes. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the next one is upstairs for ball 2. Baseball's not a time sport, man. Baseball's not a time sport, so it all depends on how things go in the top of the 9th. They play 9 innings, so if the Phillies don't tie it up in the 9th, then the game is over. The pitch, and that's upstairs for ball 2. So Phillies could tie it up in the 9th, or they could take the lead. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch on the way, and that's taken all the way for strike 2. We're not even at the 2-hour mark yet, guys. It's crazy. We're almost there. 2-2 pitch. Fouled away towards the third base side. Perez is up to bat. Forgot to mention that. Juancil Perez, 2 for 3. He's 24 years old. Ended up going 1 for 4 in the last game. And has gotten a hit in 4 out of his last 5 games for the Tigers. 2-2 delivery. Low and away at 100 miles per hour for ball 3. That's going to make the count full. Boy, the Mets have hit 4 homers today. Brandon Nimmo just had a home run for the Mets. And they are spanking the Yankees 6-0. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, blooped out over to right field, but Sosa gets it down and makes the catch. He had to communicate with Nick Castellanos. And the inning is over. Phillies have their last chance as we go to the top of the 9th. Harper, Bohm, and Castellanos are coming up to the plate. And the Phillies are looking to try to tie the game and even get some runs on the board first. That's the first job. Okay. All right, guys. 220 people tuning in. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Jason Joseph. This, of course, is Play-by-Play with JJ. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button as well. We go live for Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles games on here. That's what we do. And we put in a lot of content every single day. We'll be back on tomorrow afternoon for another Phillies game. The game will be at 1:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Phillies will be wrapping up their series against the Tigers, and then they come home for a 4-game set, which starts on Thursday night against the Miami Marlins. So we'll be covering all the games throughout the rest of the week. And, of course, we also have the NBA draft tomorrow night we'll be doing. We'll also have some more podcasts coming out about the Eagles and the Sixers, and maybe some Phillies casts as well, to just continue the sports talk stuff. All right? So if you guys wouldn't mind doing so, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, tell your friends about this channel and your family members as well. And if you want to hit the super chat button, if you want to donate to the channel, you're more than welcome to do so. We welcome that as well. 4 more subs so we get to 3,100. We're so close. We're so close. Be so cool. If not, we'll get there tomorrow. Top of the 9th. And who's on the mound? It's going to be Jason Foley, who's the closer for the Tigers, has 13 saves and 15 opportunities. Remember, this is a non-save situation because it's a 4-0 lead for the Tigers. Harper is the first guy to bat. Phillies down to their final 3 outs, and the pitch swinging and a miss on a slider that was low. Price is 1 for 3, doubled back in the 3rd. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. Foley kicks, fires, and that one is sliced foul. And it goes out of play. Jason Foley is 28 years old. He's a right-handed pitcher who's 6'4", 215 pounds, and his ERA is at a 2.67, which is pretty good. The ball's 2 strikes to Harper, and the pitch. There's a fly ball hit out over towards left field. It's carrying, going back towards the track, and it's gone into the bullpen. And the Phillies are on the board as Harper gets an opposite field home run to make it a 4-1 ball game. His 20th homer of the season. And Harper able to ring the bell for Philadelphia. It was a fastball that he was just able to hammer out to left field. It barely, and I mean just barely, got out of here. And Riley Greene could not make the catch. Tried to rob Harper on a homer, but wasn't able to do so. Bohm's turn as he comes up to bat. 4-1, now Tigers. The pitch to Bohm. Fly ball hit out over towards right field. And tracking it down to make the catch is Perez over towards the right field line, and there's one away. Darth Pooh's here. What's up, Darth Pooh? How you doing, man? Shout out to you. Haven't seen you on here in a while, my guy. So Bohm flies out to right. And Castellanos is due up next for the Phils. And the pitch, and that's fouled away. Hey, buddy, I'm always here, by the way. Oh, cool. Just haven't really seen you active in the chat. So that I wouldn't know. How have you been, dude? I always sync you up to the show. Can't listen to Amaro if you paid me. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. The ball is 1 strike to Castellanos. And the 0-1 is low and away for ball 1. One ball, 1 strike to Casti. 4 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 1-1 on the way. Another swing and a miss. Foley hadn't allowed an earned run since May 26th. That's the first earned run that he's allowed since. One ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch to Castellanos, and he takes it all the way down low. Castellanos is 0 for 1 against Foley. He struck out in his first appearance. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the next pitch to Castellanos. Ground ball hit sharply over to shortstop. Played on the bounce, and the throw across the diamond is in time to get Castellanos out. And the Phillies are down to their final out. And then now it's Edmundo Sosa's turn. But Bryson Stott's going to be the pinch hitter for Sosa. Phillies decided to go with a lefty here. So Sosa ends the day going 0 for 3. And Stott is going to come on up to bat. Four to 1 Tigers, top of the ninth, 2 outs, bases empty, and the pitch to Stott, and he pops up the first pitch over towards left field. And getting underneath it is Greene, and he squeezes it for out number 3, and that's the ball game. So the Phillies do get a run on a solo homer by Bryce Harper out to left field, and that's all she wrote. Phillies lose by a final score of 4 to 1. And the Tigers are able to tie up the series at 1 apiece. Phillies are going to have to win the series tomorrow afternoon. And, well, the player of the game is probably going to go to Andy Ibanez, who was able to take away a base hit from Rafael Marchand. And he had a 2-run single. But you can also say that Tariq Skubal pitched really well. 91 total pitches, 7 innings, 7 strikeouts as well. He also allowed 1 earned or no runs at all. But he looked really good out there. Was really dominant in the strike zone. And just had really good stuff today. He was firing. He hit 101 a couple of times. The sinker looked really good. Curveball and the off-speed pitches looked really good too. Struck out Edmundo Sosa by getting him off balance, and he looked like he was an ace out there tonight. He really was. One word to describe this game before we head off. One word to describe this game for the Phillies. Let us know down below. So the Phillies won game 1 by a score of 8 to 1. By the way, that's just Rangers' second loss of the season. So he's now 10-2. Skubal is now 9-3. And the Phillies will wrap up the series tomorrow afternoon. Taking the bump for Philadelphia is Spencer Turnbull. Tigers have not decided as to who is going to be on the bump for them just yet. So I'm sure A.J. Hinch will be asked about it during his press conference, and we'll know more about it either later tonight or early tomorrow. Mike Green says, one word to describe the game was terrible. Defeated. Quiet. I'd say that quiet's probably a really good one. Yep. Phillies today with runners in scoring position. Wanted to make sure that we talked a little bit about that too. They ended up obviously not getting a hit with runners in scoring position, but as a team, well, they ended up going 0 for 2. 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. They just left 5 guys on base. They could not get a lot of guys on because Skubal was just in a zone of his own. He's lowered his ERA back down to 2.32. What else? At least we didn't burn our bullpen or burn our high leverage bullpen, says Jackie. Yes, sir. All right. I love you guys. Word of the game is muted. That's a good one. I'll catch you all tomorrow, man. Tomorrow we got 2 big streams. We got the Phillies game, of course, at 1 o'clock, and then we're doing a live stream of the NBA draft. And we might mix in an Eagles pod as well. We'll see how things go. But I will catch you all later. Lila Tov, good night. Thank you all so much for being here. And I'll see you all tomorrow, man. See you all tomorrow.